You know that childhood game, telephone? You whisper a secret to the person next to you, and by the time it reaches the end of the line, I like chocolate, turns into, like, Mike fights an octopus.
Right, which is funny when you're 7, but a total disaster if you're trying to accurately relay a crucial piece of information.
Exactly. And that is the mission for today's deep dive. We are looking at the grammar mechanics from the grade 10 textbook, Get Involved, specifically Unit 8, which is essentially a manual for bypassing that telephone game breakdown.
Yeah, it focuses on reported speech.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you're prepping for a big English exam or just want to sound more fluent, mastering this unit is basically your ultimate cheat code.
Oh, 100%. So how do the rules actually fix this breakdown? Because it feels like to report what someone said accurately, you have to, completely reconstruct their original reality.
You hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what's happening. The fundamental rule here is that you're shifting the anchor point of reality. When someone speaks, they are in their present.
Right.
But when you report it later, that moment has passed. So the grammar has to reflect that the statement now belongs to history.
So you have to, put the quote in a time machine, just age the verb.
Exactly. You usually step it back 1 tense. So a simple present statement like, I love chocolate, becomes past tense. She said she loved chocolate.
Okay, so present shifts to past. Past and present perfect shift to past perfect. Will becomes would, right?
You got it. That's the core time travel rule, the tense back shift.
Okay, but wait, I have a pushback question here. What if the person states a general unchanging fact? Like if someone says, the world is a sphere. If I report that tomorrow saying, he said the world was a sphere, makes it sound like we live on a flat disk today.
That is a great catch. And it's a specific exception they highlight in the textbook. If the original statement is a general truth, there's no tense shift.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the truth didn't age, so the verb doesn't either. It just remains, he said that the world is a sphere.
Ah, okay, that makes perfect sense. But if the timeline shifts for normal statements, the rest of the sentence can't just stay the same, right? Because I am not you, and here isn't necessarily here anymore.
Precisely. Because the verb time traveled, the rest of the sentence has to adapt to the new reality. You have to reorient the listener's perspective.
Right.
So if your friend says, I'll leave my laptop here tomorrow, and you report it a week later from a completely different building, you have to adjust the coordinates. I becomes he or she.
And here becomes there.
Exactly.
And tomorrow becomes the following day. Because if you just say tomorrow a week later, your listener is going to be completely lost.
Yeah, you're translating their old context into your new context.
Actually, real quick, this is exactly where so many students lose points on exams. They remember to shift the verb, but they leave the time adverbs behind.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, so if you see yesterday in direct speech, you have to change it to the day before in reported speech. You have to shift the whole shape of the sentence.
Spot on. Now that covers reporting facts. But what happens when someone wasn't stating a fact but telling you to do something, like clean your room?
Oh, right, because an action like clean your room isn't a statement of past fact, it's an unresolved action.
Exactly. This is where the mechanics shift from reporting history to reporting intent. For commands and requests, we don't backshift the tense like normal.
So what's the formula?
The textbook relies on the infinitive form, the to, plus the base verb. So clean your room becomes, Dad told me to clean my room.
Okay, so tell or ask plus the object plus to and the base verb.
Right. And the same logic applies to offers, like using offer to do something, or suggestions using suggest that. The pronouns still change, but you're capturing the nature of the interaction itself.
Which, by the way, leads to a massive strategy tip for acing those writing rubrics. If you want to impress the examiner, you have to ditch the basic verb said.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Upgrading to specific reporting verbs like admit, advise, warn, or promise shows you understand the exact intent behind the original quote. It guarantees top marks.
It really does. So to sum up the pillars here, you pull the verb back in time, shift the pronouns and places, and pick a specific reporting verb for actions.
Perfect. And before we wrap this up, just think about the real-world power of that last point. Think about the news or daily gossip.
Yeah.
How does choosing a specific reporting verb like saying, he admitted instead of he said, completely change the entire narrative of a story?
It changes everything.
It's not just grammar, it's narrative control. Definitely something to keep in mind the next time you read a headline or, play a game of telephone.